Hey guys, welcome to the MagFed Ranch Paintball channel, and today I'm going to be doing a We Need This Now, or what I affectionately like to call Take Our Money Already video. But guys, before we get into it, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, share, and comment. Alright guys, let's get into it. So as you guys know, I'm really into real firearms as well too, right guys? And if you follow the military, firearms in the last, couple decades, pretty much starting with the GWAT. You guys can kind of go Google that, what that means. But in essence, this modernization, this updating of the AR platform, and then also, specifically mission purpose building them to obviously for the demands of specific missions, right? In terms of what the tool requirements were for a particular need, right? Whether that was CQB, whether that was kind of just your all around, combat rifle, or of course, the SPRs, right? Where you needed to be able to engage targets at a longer distance, and of course increase the lethality at a longer distance. Okay guys, and so what we need is very similar to kind of what the military was able to kind of build, design, and kind of fulfill for our troops, right? Which is different upper receivers as a pre-made assembled kit for, obviously, like I said, those different roles and mission requirements. Okay guys, and so guys, I'm gonna kind of break down a little bit some of the ones I have here. And real quick, the thing that kind of makes it all possible is the fact that some markers out there has this capability. Okay, it has kind of this feature of obviously being very realistic, to compare to the real AR platform, and being able to disassemble, reassemble like the real AR, real steel stuff. And the specific marker that I'm talking about, guys, that I'm going to demonstrate to you guys today is the T15 marker from First Strike. Now, I do have a little bit of experience with the 468 from MCS. That one I know follows more of like an AR-10 pattern, but in essence, hypothetically, you could do it with that platform as well. I just don't prefer that platform, guys. I'll make another video about that platform, and I'll let you guys know why. But in this particular video, like I said, it's the T15. I can't think of any other platform out there, guys, that can duplicate this effect. But if you guys comment in the section, let me know. Definitely will look into it. So, okay, guys, the T15 from First Strike. Obviously, it obviously follows the AR pattern style rifles. And so the cool thing, as you can see here, it is held, the upper receiver and the lower receiver is just held together by two pins, just like the real steel stuff, okay? So you can obviously take the upper and lower receiver apart, and the cool thing, of course, is that you can pretty much attach any upper receiver, that's obviously a T15 receiver, to the lower receiver. Now, real quick, guys, make sure that the air system is discharged or empty, right? It's going to fire every time you disassemble the upper and lower receivers if it's charged with air. So make sure that the air is empty. Also, just for safety reasons, right, too, guys, just practicing safety handling of our markers. Just make sure they're just not charged with air before you guys do this, okay? The other thing too, you got to be careful too, is if it is charged and that happens, you could potentially lose this O-ring right here, because obviously the air will shoot out and push that O-ring out. Okay, guys. All right, so I'm going to show you guys a few examples, right? So this is a lower receiver from, I believe this was on the M4 A1 marker clone that we have here, right? But as you guys will see right now, okay, bam, 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 I can attach let's just make sure I push that down tight enough, guys. you have to ensure that you push the receivers together tight enough, because there's that O-ring that is preventing it from seating. Okay, guys, and obviously that's the seal as well too between the two receivers. So you're gonna have to just pinch the rear of the receiver a little bit tight to obviously compress that O-ring, and then of course you can slide that pin over. Okay, guys. I typically like to have a tool of some sort too, guys, whether it's flat, a little small screwdriver, just a little punch or whatever, so that way you can depress those O-rings because they are under pressure, and that'll allow you to kind of disassemble the marker a little bit easier. But like I was telling you guys, fully functional with the different lower receivers, right? No problem. All right, let's disassemble this one. So once again, guys, just make sure that the air is completely empty. Pinch the rear receiver so that way you compress that O-ring. With your little tool, you can now pop the rear pin out. Okay. Bam, bam. And of course, as you guys can see here, the upper receiver will stretch, will separate, okay? Like I said, guys, it's not 100% hand. Sometimes you'll be able to push the pins out with your hand because those pins can be tight. But like I said, just have a little small punch, a little small screwdriver. Okay, so there it goes. That was the 416D upper receiver of ours, the little shorty receiver. You can also, like I said, this is the original receiver that came with this lower. This was our M4A1 Block 2 clone. And once again, there you go, right? Just gotta make sure like you compress that O-ring. Bam, bam, good to go. Obviously function check it too if you like. Bam, bam, works just like the shorty. Okay, once again, compress. Like I said, as long as you can compress that O-ring, it'll come out. Now, as you can kind of see, because this upper receiver was the original receiver on this lower, you notice that the pins did come out slightly easier. It's probably because obviously they were matched to from the factory, right? So they probably maybe drilled the holes or made the pins together. So that's why it was a little bit easier. Okay, last upper receiver, guys, is obviously our MR12 Mod 1, right? SPM, DMM marker clone. Bam. Okay. This one's definitely a little nose heavy, guys, so I apologize. Alright, that one was a little bit tighter as well too, guys, because it wasn't the original receiver that was on the lower, but as you guys can see here, totally be able to get it on once you compress that O-ring. Function check it. Bam. Works just as well. So yeah, so in essence, guys, if somehow First Strike, whoever can make these upper receivers for us and give us that, at least that receiver portion for us to be able to build out, we can, or if they obviously build it out for us, we can have all these different uppers to play with the different roles that we decide to do, right? So, one event, maybe you play it as an assaulter with the shorty. Another event, you'll play it as, just kind of your DMM, right? DM, designated marksman with this SPM, SPM upper receiver. Or of course, if you just want to have just kind of an overall GPM, general purpose marker setup, get the best of both worlds, the accuracy at the long distances and, a length to be able to be, for your CQB distances, you can use that. But in essence, now it gives us the modularity to pretty much change our markers to what we want it to, and allow us to play multiple roles, different roles, with just one lower receiver, one air tank, right? We can, obviously there's a cost savings available now too. Now we can just, instead of having 3 full markers, we can have one lower and 2 or 3, or gosh, whatever upper receivers you guys want to do out there. Okay guys, so real quick, of course, as well too, the magazines of course are gonna fit. Doesn't matter, because that lower receiver is going to obviously work with the different magazines. All right guys. All right guys, so yeah, that's what we need now, right? More upper receiver options, and just the upper receiver options alone. So that way we can do multiple builds. It saves us costs, obviously, because we don't have to buy the whole thing. So yeah, definitely looking forward if someone out there or a First Strike can make it, guys. So guys, if you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Check you guys next time. Peace.